I kind of understand that kind of aspect of what you would think it would be, because the building, at least when I first saw it when I moved to Mitchell, it's a very mysterious building. So you kind of wonder what goes on in there.
Inside these walls is a magical place. It's where these girls can be safe. It's where they learn who they are and they grow up to be young women who can enter in society and be the type of mom or the type of sister they never had.
We don't come in here and we don't talk about rainbows and unicorns. We talk about, the worst of the worst, sexual abuse, trauma, neglect, being locked away for days or hours at a time, being left, being given up, being abandoned, just having a lot of betrayal and trust happen to them at the hands of other people, and going through a lot of negative things, that we ourselves as a community don't necessarily know could even be possible. I mean, these are the things of nonfiction and horror stories, but these are real girls with real problems and real stories. And when you get the privilege of having them give you that part of them in this room, and then they leave, they go back to the classroom and they learn about math and science, and they that's incredible. That's powerful to me that they have the courage to do that, because I can't say that most of us have the same in us,
They're girls who have had horrendous things done to them at a very young age that a lot of adults and my friends my age, we've never had to go through what a lot of these young ladies do. This house was filled with courageous young girls, young ladies who will be able to leave and go and make a difference in the world that they come from and make an impact in a different way than others will be able to.
I want the best for them, knowing each girl has a different background. It's really a good feeling knowing that an individual or a client that comes in and was at a certain place in school, and knowing that she hasn't even been here for a year and completed 2 grade levels is pretty amazing, where you think of where she came from, maybe she wouldn't even have the chance to even have done that. So just seeing the girls being able to catch up where they left off and go off and have a better chance for success, and seeing that, or seeing them return to families when maybe they came here not even with their families, it's just really, it makes your heart skip a beat in a way.
I worked with a young lady who came in, and she had been abused by her brother multiple times. This same brother also set fire to her house when she was in there. And so this young girl that I worked with not only had to deal with being abused by her brother, but she also had to deal with her brother setting fire and killing her 2 younger siblings. And so you had the trauma of being abused, but you also had the trauma of death that she witnessed and that she saw. That, to me, I think is probably one of the hardest girls that I have, or stories that I worked with. And just listening to her and watching her go through the process of healing from those traumas that she went through at a young age. Very young, 8 is how old she was. But seeing her go through the process of healing during her time here at Abbott House is probably one of the best parts of working here, watching her grow and process through the hurt that went through that.
One of the young girls in here has only been in the United States for less than 2 years, and I cannot not even imagine all the cultural changes that she's seen. But I know her past consisted of not only an abusive father, but a mother that was an alcoholic, and this young girl would have to not go to school, but steal what she could so that her mom could buy alcohol. And at the end of the day, her father killed the baby girl, threw her out a window and killed her, and murdered the mother. And so this young girl is entering our country with that kind of baggage, I guess, and that kind of history, and has been placed with a adoptive family in South Dakota. So the hurdles that these girls have got to overcome and try to put out of their minds and focus on all the things that we require them to focus on. I don't know how they do it, but they arrive with a positive attitude. They bless me far more than I bless them, and gosh, the things that I've learned from them, the lifelong things that I've learned from them are too numerous to even mention, seriously.
I've been working with a girl who's 13, and her story is an emotional one. Her parents tricked her out for drug money, so they would sell her to older men for days or weeks at a time. And she's very young, 11, 12 years old, doing this sort of thing. And because of that, she's very adult when you're talking to her. So even though she comes to my session with slippers on and holding a teddy bear, when you're speaking to her, it's like speaking to an adult. And I don't know, just being a father of being a father myself and hearing that, it definitely strikes a chord. When you're talking with her, and a lot of her actions and things that she's been through, she justifies. She still has love for her mother, and she still wants to be with her despite what her mother put her through, and even her own sense of guilt and remorse for not necessarily doing the things that she did, but because she also went out and found other girls to continue that cycle of selling your body for money and drugs.
She is actually going to school at USD and getting her bachelor's degree in social work. And so, of difficult girls that we've worked with here, it's really exciting to see them going to school and getting their degree. And so she reminds me of, it's kind of exciting to see them go to school when sometimes you're afraid they might not even live to be beyond 18.
Some of them are getting ready to write their resumes to move on to college and to move on to the world of work, and community service is a big part of that. So even though they're in the Abbott House and they need donors and people to help them, they are also given a lot of opportunities to help others. Like they serve at the Pancake House, or they make things. I know my classroom has been involved in making dream catchers and things like that for the community. So I think they do have chances to give back, and they're grateful for all those opportunities, not just because it gets them out a little bit, but they have, I don't know, in 8 months I've learned that they can be compassionate, unselfish, loving, giving, kind young ladies, and we're working on that every single day.
I've worked at Abbott House for almost 9 years, and I remember the girls that come in and what they're like, and they have no respect for authority. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about others. They don't want to be in society. They want to do their own thing. And then we work with them for 9-10 months, and they change. And when they walk out of here, they're a completely different person. They're healthy from the inside. They're more beautiful from the inside out. They learn who they are, and they learn how to love themselves and how to take care of themselves and how to respect others, and most importantly, how to respect themselves. And I've seen that hundreds of times. And that's what I love about working here, is because you do get to see the transformation before your eyes. You just have to be a little bit patient. It'll come. And it's really cool when it does come.